This is preparing to stream live the meeting. And as soon as that bar finishes, close it.
Yeah.
Okay. Good morning. Are you Eldon?
Good morning.
Let's see. Nope, we're good. We're actually live on YouTube right now. You can take these out. So this will make it a little bit quicker to get in and out of a meeting for something like this. I think we'll have a few people joining us, but hopefully we won't be too much longer than we normally are when we're meeting in person. Is that the Gould residence?
Yes, it is.
Looks very bright and airy.
Well, we remodeled a smaller house on the farm and moved in last January, so it's all pretty fresh.
Oh, nice. It does look like it's been freshly decorated the way the groupings are behind you on the wall.
I don't get any credit for that. So.
Yeah, I understand completely. I have a similar situation myself. Well, we shouldn't be too long here. I show 8:27, so we should expect to see a couple other people join us. And I did send an invitation to Steve Arnold from the Farm Bureau, and then from Brenda Matherly from the Illinois Farm Bureau. And Brenda sent me something saying she would be joining us. I know she's the one who is coordinating that presentation that's going to be shown, I think it's next week.
25th maybe?
Yes. I don't know that we'll learn anything new about what we do here, because I think we're pretty on the ball, but there's always that possibility. So have you got much of your planting done?
Yeah, we got done about 3 weeks ago, really. So, but we're really dry. So we've got stuff that's just barely hanging on, and some laying in dry soil. We're well, through a combination of factors, not a lot, but
Well,
maybe
hopefully we'll
20
get a little
acres
rain
we'll have
this
to
week.
replant. But
Good morning, Roger.
Good morning.
How are you today?
Real good. How you doing?
Very good, thank you. Talking about planting, and Eldon said he got all his in a couple of weeks ago. How are you doing?
We're the same way. I heard him said seeds laying in dry soil. That's seems what's going on.
Hopefully we'll get enough rain but not too much.
Yeah,
we say that every year.
that's right.
Yes. We are doing our own planting right now. I built my wife a raised garden bed she's been asking for. So of course I picked the year where lumber prices were really, really high. So it cost a lot more than I thought, but it looks like this.
Oh, cool.
So it's kind of big. Good morning, Steve. And looks like Steve has joined us outside just in case it does rain.
Steve Arnold.
We'll wait a couple minutes and see if Wayne or Tim are going to join us.
Like it's in crowd.
But it is 8:30. Do we want to go ahead and get started, or do we want to wait a couple more minutes? What's the consensus of the group?
Oh, we could probably wait a minute or two. The meeting only lasts a minute or two, so.
Yeah, it's not going to be a whole lot. How much time of Steve Arnold's do we want to waste?
Steve Reynolds just got into his truck, so you're not wasting his time at all.
Oh, this is the most efficient way for you to attend then.
Well, it worked.
How long's your commute?
My commute's about 20 minutes from here.
If we're not done by then, something will have gone really wrong.
That's right. This is actually the first time I've ever joined a Zoom call on cellular data. I didn't know if it would work or not, so I'm kind of surprised.
Is it his truck on cellular data?
You know, I did a Zoom Bible study. I was down at Starved Rock and I was teaching a class, and I was in one of the cabins, the old Civilian Conservation Corps cabins, and I was using their Wi-Fi to join. And I'm thinking the Wi-Fi was also built in the 30s by the CCC, because I asked the other people, am I coming through okay? And they said, well, if you mean, can we see you and can we hear you, then yes. If you mean, can we see you and hear you at the same time, your mouth is moving and the same words are coming out, then the answer is no. So I had to switch over to cellular there. But that seemed to work fine. So you look like you're coming through fine.
Good.
No, I don't have Zoom.
Well, you can sit. Sandy's here. She said she doesn't have Zoom. You can watch it on YouTube, or you can watch it on YouTube by going to KaneCountyAssessments.org and clicking the link, or you can sit in here. Okay. All right, it is 8:32. So in the interest of moving ahead, let's go ahead and get started. We can, of course, double back if we need to. So I'm going to go ahead and call this meeting to order. So present, everyone is present virtually. So members Gould and Biddle are online. Steve Arnold is joining us. Jennifer Feeney is also online. And then members absent would be members Gerke and Sullivan. So our first item on the agenda is the approval of the May 18, 2020 minutes. That was from a year ago. Are there any additions or corrections to those minutes?
I would move approval as sent.
Moved by Gould. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Biddle. Any discussion? We have to do a roll call vote because we're online. That's to comply with the Open Meetings Act. So I'll call the roll, just say yes or no. So moving Mr. Biddle?
Yes.
Mr. Gould?
Yes.
Armstrong, yes. That passes unanimously. Item number 3 is the review of the 2022 certified values at Farmland proposed by the Illinois Department of Revenue and the implementation of the procedures proposed. Those were included in the packet, including the 2022 certified farm values. I note that we are still well below what they would be if they did not have the circuit breaker value. So at the highest productivity level, the value would be $1,725.70 if that circuit breaker amount to keep it from going up too fast had been in place. That value will actually be $868.70. Now that's the value per acre. We would have to apply the tax rate to that to get to the tax dollar amount. And tax rates in rural areas are generally in the 7 to 10% range. So less than $870 per acre for that top end. At the lowest end, the equalized value before the circuit breaker applied would be $838.10 per acre. The certified value is $238.02 an acre. Applying the tax rate, that would be under $24 per acre of real estate tax for that farmland. So the problem that was attempted to be solved by the amendment that was some years ago to change the way the circuit breaker works appears to be coming in line. We aren't quite there. The top values are still, which should be generally about twice the low end of the values, are right now around 4 times that value, but they were many, many more times higher than that. Kane County generally has fertile soil, so that was particularly onerous to Kane County farmers. So this has worked well in our favor and has kept those values from rising as fast as they otherwise might have. The areas where it's going to be rising faster than that is that part of the state that is generally south of I-40, so south of Vandalia, where generally the productivity indexes are lower. If you go to the next page, you can see an average EAV for cropland and for all farmland statewide. And you can see for Kane County, the average EAV would be $560 per acre for cropland, $460 per acre for all other farmland. While that is among the higher ones in the state, it's certainly lower than it would be if that change had not been made a few years ago. I think the highest I can see on here looks like Piatt County, $731 per acre. I don't know if anybody else is in that $700 range. And Woodford County is in the 600, so we're still well below those. So those would be the counties with the highest productivity indexes. Any questions or discussion on the 2022 certified values and procedures?
I have none.
Anything from you, Roger?
No, I'm good.
Steve?
No, I do want to remind Roger and Eldon, and I assume maybe you got this also, Mark, that Brenda Matherly is going to be doing a session for Farmland Assessment Review Committee members. Unfortunately, ours comes a week after this meeting, but you should have received an invitation to a Zoom meeting next Tuesday, I believe, on the 25th. And I will forward that again to Roger and Eldon and Wayne when I get to my office today, just in case they missed it.
I think you guys got that from me as well, right?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did.
Yep, I think
Okay.
we're good to go, Steve. And
Okay.
yes, Brenda is a wealth of knowledge. She's also the only person I've ever had drinks in a bar with when Steve was present. And that was down at the Normal Marriott a few years ago. The odd thing was, I think Steve called me and he wanted to set up a meeting, and he says, I can't have a meeting now because I'm in Normal at the Marriott. And I said, well, I'm across the street teaching a class at the Hyatt Place. And so we were able to walk across there, and Steve and Brenda and I met in the bar for about an hour to chat about some things. I don't even remember what it was about. I just remember how startling it was. Like, oh, I was like,
Yeah.
I was like 100 feet away when he sent me the message. Okay, with that, we're going to open the public hearing, and that's item number 4. So this is for the receipt of public comment on the 2022 certified values as proposed by the Department of Revenue and the implementation of the procedures proposed. We have received no requests for public comment from anyone who is not currently on this meeting now. So Steve, I guess you're the public. Is there any comment you'd like to make at this public hearing?
You're all doing a fine job.
Well, we're grateful for that. Any additional public comment? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
I
I
would
make
so
a
move.
motion to close.
I'm going to give that one to Roger, and then Eldon, I'm going to take that as your as a second.
That's
So it's been
fine.
moved and seconded to close the public hearing. I'll call the roll. Mr. Biddle,
Yes.
Mr. Gould,
Yes.
Armstrong, yes. That motion carries, and the public hearing now stands closed. Item number 5, it would be a motion to instruct the supervisor of assessments to implement the 2022 certified values of farmland and the procedure proposed by the Department of Revenue. I'll entertain such a motion.
So moved.
Moved by
I'll
Gould,
second.
second by Biddle. Any discussion? Okay, I'll call the roll. Mr. Biddle,
Yes.
Mr. Gould,
Yes.
Armstrong, yes. That motion is unanimous. Is there any additional business before us today? Is there any additional public comment on agenda items not on the agenda? There's been nothing, or any other additional business. There's been nothing received by any other means. Steve, any additional comments? Any additional business? Okay, seeing none, meeting announcements. Our next meeting of the Farmland Assessment Review Committee is Monday, May 16th, 2022. And beyond that, Monday, May 15th, 2023. Okay, concluding our business, I'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Is there
I'll
a
second
second?
it.
Moved by Biddle, second by Gould. Call the roll. Mr. Biddle,
Yes.
Mr. Gould,
Yes.
Armstrong, yes. That motion carries unanimously. That concludes our meeting, and we're done at 8:41. I think this is our longest meeting in years. Okay, thank you all for
All right.
coming, and I hope we get just the right amount of rain in the coming week.
Thank you. So,
Thank you, yes.
See you next year. Bye-bye.
bye now.